How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. This is another entry in sharing your stories, which it's been a while since I've done one of these, and first I must apologize for that. I'm hoping the absolutely breathtaking backdrop behind me makes up for that a little bit. Obviously, I've had a very busy summer with everything that's been going on and yada, yada, yada. But if you are new around here and you've never seen one of these videos, this is literally what it is. Me sharing stories that have been sent in by members of the community, whether that is stories about their van life, their nomadic journey, or even just their life in general. And they just happen to get a kick out of what I'm doing here on the channel and hit that subscribe button. So that is what this is. So I'm not going to waste any more time. We're just going to get right into the very first story. We are going back here quite a ways, so I apologize to everybody whose stories I am sharing today. I am thoroughly apologetic for how long it has taken me to get to these, but let's get right into it. Our first story comes from Jesse, otherwise known as Techno Dude 255. The subject says, "My name is Jesse. I'm 27 years old, and this is my story." Jesse writes in and says, "I can wholeheartedly confirm that this is more than just a crazy world we have made for ourselves. It's an ever-accelerating shitstorm where everything is changing at such a rapid rate that I find it extraordinarily difficult to stop, have a moment, take it all in, and plan for something better. Despite everything holding me back, this is precisely what I did. I thought of all the problems that I have faced in my life, financial problems, life trajectories, etc. I realized that many of these problems may persist if I continue living the sticks and bricks house life. Upon this discovery, I was overwhelmed with fear and sorrow. Some time passed and I was scrolling through YouTube as I always do after work. I was so excited when I found your channel. I believe the first video was perfect job for a DIY nomad, 4 weeks in the life. Honestly, me saying you changed my life for the better is an understatement in all ways possible. I cannot possibly properly encapsulate my appreciation and enthusiasm for you via text. However, I will certainly try by doing what you do. You have inspired me and the love of my life, whom I met 7 months ago, to go hunker down as van lifers, to save as much money as we possibly can, to afford the life and business that we want. Even as I write this, I'm hard at work designing our own fully functional house on wheels with all the extra accoutrement. See attached pictures on the current progress of the design phase. Thank you again for all your love-filled, quirky videos. The regular updates keep me motivated in pursuing this life with my soulmate. Did I mention that I live in your backyard too? I live in Red Deer, Alberta. I hope to one day meet up with you and shoot some videos for our channels. I'll update you when we've started construction and also when we hit the road. When I buy the main vehicle is also when I will be starting to make videos on YouTube. All the best to you, Matt, Stella, and Penny. And of course, remember to stay positive." Thank you, Jesse. Yeah, your designs here look amazing and way better than my designs looked when I was first designing Lucky. There's a floor plan and he's got a 3D model and everything here, and it's absolutely incredible. And I bet you just had the best time doing this. It probably really got your creative juices flowing, or if you're not even creative, but maybe just your excitement, because doing stuff like that, that's how it affects me anyway. It's very cool to hear that you've got someone by your side that is willing to do the life with you as well. That is definitely even less likely than just being able to do it on your own. So that's super cool for the two of you. I'm very happy for you guys. And again, I apologize that it's taken me this long to read your email. You sent it back in April, so consider me embarrassed. But thank you very much for writing in, Jesse. And I hope your build is coming along really well. All right, so this next entry comes from Manny. Manny writes in and says, "Hi, Matt. I've been watching you since I saw your van tour with Chrome a little over a year ago. More like 2 years at this point because I'm a horrible human being. Just kidding. At first I was like, great, another Chrome alike." It's very windy on this mountain. Oh, hush. But then I realized, no, this is a much more personal channel, and I want to thank you for that. You are amazing to watch and give me hope every day, although I have to see a movie review. Now for my story. I have always wanted to be a van lifer and just did not know it when I was younger. I went camping constantly and did not want to come back to my apartment. I just did not know van life existed then. My apologies, I opened up a second window. That wasn't ideal. Now I have been watching van life for about a year and a half. During that time, I was getting my build out ready in software and in my head. About 7 months ago, I got an insane deal on a 2018 Ford ProMaster extended high roof. I immediately bought it and brought it home and started shopping for what I needed for my build out. I had saved all year, so had a lot of money to get this done. I bought batteries and all my electrical. I bought a bunch of insulation and much, much more. Unfortunately, this is where things went bad. In October of 2022, I was diagnosed with a rare cancer called SNUC. I went for a bunch of scans and surgery within 2 weeks of being diagnosed. I then had to recover from surgery. As soon as I was feeling better and breathing right, they immediately sent me in for chemo and radiation at the same time. I did this until mid-March. Now that this is all over, I've had a life-changing moment, but we will get to that soon. I was feeling a bit better mid-April, so decided to look in my garage and start slowly working on the van. Mice have destroyed the insulation and other items stored in the garage over winter. The 2 batteries I bought were flat dead, and one wouldn't take a charge at all. The other is not working as well as it should. With the cancer, I have no money to repurchase these items and will need to save up again. But watching your channel has allowed me to see that I don't need 400 amp hours of batteries and all of these amazing things. So I'm having to rethink my build, but it will happen eventually. Now back to the life-changing moment. Even after potentially beating a rare cancer, I've been told by my doctors that my 5-year life expectancy is less than a coin flip. 45% chance to be more precise. So now, instead of thinking of the 30 plus years I have left, I have to look at life in short bursts. I now wonder why I work so hard to get stuff I just use and throw away, or it sits in the corner and collects dust. I have started selling everything I don't use to pay for the van, and hopefully by fall I will be in the van. If anyone feels that they want to but cannot do what they want in life, I say take a hard look and reevaluate. Trust me, you can do whatever you want as long as you can deal with the consequences of your actions. Take life and live it. Don't let life live you. If you stay in the rat race and keep doing the circle of paycheck to rent, you will at some point realize the waste of that time. It won't be tomorrow, but it will be eventually, and if you don't take a chance, you will regret it later. No one regrets taking a chance and failing, but everyone regrets not taking that chance. Every shot you don't take is a miss. That's true. Again, thank you for your amazing show. Once I am back to work, I plan on being a Patreon supporter and will enjoy the extras. Signed, Manny. Thank you very much for writing in, Manny. It's hard to hear that story, but the fact that you keep such a nice, positive attitude about it all is pretty incredible. And you're 100% right about the materialistic things that we surround ourselves with. I still am guilty of doing this, but nowhere near as bad as I was when I was in Sticks and Bricks. Yeah, she's chock full of things that I probably don't need, but you do get caught up in the what if the situation arises and I need that. But you are 100% right that more often than not, you're not going to need those things, and purging feels so good. And I love the attitude about, you miss every shot you don't take and you only regret the things you don't do. It's 100% right, and I think that's what leads a lot of people to this lifestyle. And it's interesting to see that you were of the mindset you need 400 amp hour of battery power, you need all these fancy things, and that's the way a lot of people approach a whole bunch of different things in life, van life specifically, but I can also attest that to like photography. When I was a professional photographer, the things you would see a lot online by somebody who was starting up that hobby, and this applies to van life as well, is like, well, I can't go out there, I can't take landscape, I can't do portrait photos because I don't have the brand new Canon or the brand new Nikon camera. I don't think Nokia's made cameras except for phones. Moving right along. I don't have the right lens, I don't have the right lights, and it's just excuse after excuse after excuse of why you can't do it, and you are missing out on actually doing it. And it more often than not, I would say 99% of the time, it's the person and not the gear. You need to have the right attitude to approach a job or van life and not worry about all of the amenities, right? All that stuff can come in time, but don't think that you need it to take the first step. Thank you very much for writing in, Manny. I appreciate that. All right, we got another story here. This one comes from Holly. And again, apologies to Manny in the previous story, and apologies to Holly that it's taken me so long to get to these. I hope you all have had a fantastic summer since you wrote in. Here we go. Holly writes in, she says, "Hi, Matt. First and foremost, thank you for being you and what you do. You are truly an inspiration to many people, myself included. Now, on to my story. I've always been an adventurer at heart, a gypsy as my mom would call me. But that was always me being a square peg trying to fit into a round hole. I love that expression, according to my family, friends, and people in my life. I married when I was 26 and was a mother to two by the time I turned 30. My husband always did his best to try and support my idea of being an adventurist, and we did a lot of camping while raising our children. But we held on to the ideology of sticks and bricks, jobs, the American dream, etc. In 2016, he was very seriously injured at work and ultimately forced into a medical retirement. While this was not an optimal situation, he did recover almost fully, and we found that we now had time to start doing some adventuring. He loved his motorcycle, and we could take several short trips per year and at least one long one. During one of our trips, we found the area that our hearts belonged to and started planning for the time when I was also retired. One day, I stumbled upon a YouTube channel about schoolie life, and it was like my entire look on life changed. We both spent a lot of time watching videos, researching buses, etc. It was what we thought we wanted. That was until I discovered a channel about van life in 2019. Not sure which one, lol. And we both knew this was what we wanted to do. We again started researching, but this time it was for the perfect van for us. Then on Valentine's Day 2020, just weeks before the pandemic changed our world, I suffered a massive heart attack at the age of 54. I'm fortunate to be able to say that doctors and medicine saved my life, and I will forever be beyond grateful. But because of my newfound health issues, I became high risk for COVID and can no longer work. This put a significant financial strain on our lives, but we worked through it and did the best that we could. The warm weather of 2020 allowed us to spend many, many miles enjoying being out on the motorcycle, something that we wouldn't have been able to do had it not been for my health. In January of 2021, we started planning our escape fervently. Sorry, my bad. You spelled it right. I said it wrong. We thought we had found the perfect van for us, but then it was sold to someone else. The late February weather was insanely warm, and on February 27th, we decided to take a motorcycle out for a ride and knock out a few cobwebs, as my husband always puts it. Unfortunately, as he made a turn, my husband overlooked a small pile of gravel and the motorcycle went down at slow speed. Nothing major. It had happened a few times before. As I went to pick myself up and help him get the bike back up, my left leg wouldn't hold my weight. After a few more tries, we accepted the reality and called 911. The news was not good. I had basically shattered my ankle and I required surgery. Several hours, 3 plates, and 20 pins later, we knew that my season of riding had not gotten off to a good start. I would think the actual crash would be, man, that's brutal. But let me tell you, my husband was the most amazing nurse I could have asked for. He waited on me hand and foot and fought off horrible guilt, blaming himself for my situation every moment of every day. He told me that he was selling the motorcycle and that he was having a hard time with what had happened. I reminded him that it was an accident and that accidents happen to everyone and that I couldn't live with taking that away from him. Eventually, he gave up the argument and kept the motorcycle. The warm spring weather did not let up. It felt like Mother Nature was teasing me, knowing I was not going to be able to ride for a while. On March 23rd, my husband was going to head over to a friend's house to help him work on his motorcycle and tried his hardest to convince me to take a ride with him, that it would do me good. But I wasn't ready. And although it was warm, the thought of trying to keep my casted foot warm just didn't appeal to me. So he bid me farewell, giving me a kiss and telling me, "I love you, Joe. I'll be home soon." Unfortunately, his return home never happened. My soulmate, best friend, and the love of my life for 30 years lost his life that day doing the thing he loved the most. It was instant, and I'm thankful for that. But goddamn, do I miss the living fuck out of him. This coming May 1st would have been our 31st wedding anniversary. My life today sucks butt, but I'm so very blessed. I haven't given up on van life. I just had to put it on the back burner for a while. I've got a few things I need to get taken care of first, but it will happen, and he'll be coming with me when it does. Thanks again, Matt. Well, thank you for sharing your story, Holly. As always, that took a turn there at the end. I don't know, the way you presented that was very well written. I didn't see it coming at all. Maybe I'm out of touch. My sincere condolences to your situation. You did right by him, and the way you explained your situation and the accident and everything was very succinct. And you're one of the good ones for sure. Keep your head held high and stay focused. I'm sure that's what he would have wanted. I think he has your back now wherever he may be. And the last thing he would want is for you to let him down in that sense. And I don't think that you will, not based on the way you presented your story. Didn't see that coming. Man. Thank you very much to everybody who wrote in. There are a couple more here. It is getting a little chilly up here on this mountain, though, and I'm wearing shorts like a buffoon. So I'm going to end this here and just say that if you would like to share your story or have me share your story here on the channel, please don't hesitate to do so. You can submit your story to my email address over at vanlifepluscontact@gmail.com. Send them on in there, and I would be more than happy to read your story here on the channel. And I will do my best to stay on top of these a little bit more now that summer is winding down and things are slowing down a little bit. So thank you again. Sorry to everybody who wrote in. And until the next one, just go out there, be happy, be creative, be yourselves. Most importantly, be positive, and I will see you all in that next one.